think you might be doing the right thing to do exactly what you're doing and not do it. Me to you, I tell you, if that you don't feel good doing that, man, I wouldn't do it at all.
Nah, cause why was that moment low-key wholesome? That was a wholesome moment. We love to see the guys supporting guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
You know, men actually want to be with multiple women because it's just a natural thing in us. This is why you hear all the time, you know, men always cheating. And if it was natural for them to just want to be with that one woman, then cheating wouldn't even be an issue.
Well, good feelings gone. I need to hydrate before I do this. Inner peace. Inner peace. Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Salem and welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing fun. I hope you guys are feeling festive.
Hope everybody's having a great Pride Month. Shout out to the gays.
I hope you guys are feeling ready. I am trying to psychologically prepare myself to watch this video because there is nothing that makes me cringe more than freaking Jubilee or Vice or middle ground debates. The dating button show alone could send me into a coma from so much cringe.
Do you have a six-pack?
No.
Fine.
They grouped literally the most insecure wackadoodle people possible and put them in one room and were like, let's just film and see what happens.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not red.
Oh my god. The spirit of Andrew Tate, if you are here with us, please speak, please.
Breathe air! You don't need a date!
Blink again if you want to buy me a Bugatti. Well, it was worth a shot. We are going to be reacting to Are Men Superior to Women, Alphas versus Beta Males. If you're already confused and you're like, what the heck is an alpha male? What is a beta male? What is a smegma male? Like, what is going on here? Basically, this tier list of quality of men are basically the female equivalent of zodiac signs. You know what my sign is? $. That's the only one I know.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money.
Being an alpha wolf on the sociosexual hierarchy basically means that you are allowed into the salty splatoon. And in this tier, people like Andrew Tate would be here, probably Jesus, since Jesus is the alpha and the omega. Alphas down in the chat, would you let me know if Jesus would be considered a Chad or not? I'm very interested. I would also be in this tier. Then there's beta, Delta, which is the airlines. Then there's Gamma, which is the third letter of the Greek alphabet. And then there's U, which is Omega. And this means that you would belong in Weenie Hut Juniors. Over the past decade, there has been an increasing awareness and discussion around gendered issues in general, including the challenges faced by not only women, but also men in today's society. This has led to the emergence of men's rights movements that aim to address what they perceive as disparities and inequalities faced by men. There are currently a lot of big names in the rights activist men's movement on social media, TikTok, public figures. The proclaimed men's rights activists have their own podcasts such as Sneeko and Fresh and Fit, as well as political figures such as Jordan Peterson. Although different in their approach, they all want to achieve the same goal, which is to bring more attention to the disparities that men face in modern society. Even though it's important to talk about men's mental health and disadvantages that they also face, this movement has been met with a lot of criticism and controversy. Critics argue that some of these podcasts perpetuate harmful stereotypes, reinforce toxic masculinity, and dismiss or undermine the experiences and struggles faced by women in marginalized communities. This movement has actually gotten so big to the point where also female podcasters have made their own alpha male podcasts, such as Just Pearly Things. this. And now this movement has garnered so much traction to the point where now we're actually having debates. I'm excited. I am intrigued to find out how the superior alpha male brain works, the inner workings to the ultimate wolf. Now, before I start this video, I have a couple of things I want to get out of the way so that this reaction can go smoothly. First things first, I want to say, no, I don't hate men. In fact, I love men so much to the point where I got married to one. Ding! Yes, I am married. However, I don't push my beliefs on other people because I believe the way I structure my relationship isn't for everyone. All of my opinions, I don't speak through the filter or lens of a political stance. It sucks that people just can't express their opinions or stances or perspectives without it getting put into a box. Sometimes it's okay to have conversation for the sake of conversation. Man, it's almost as if we're all speaking different languages with one another. Thankfully, there's an app that can help you understand other languages. Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring today's video. For the most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers because it was hard and we weren't paying attention. I remember trying to take Spanish even though I already could speak Spanish and somehow I still failed. But now thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in real life. And no, they don't use AI for lesson plans, but they work closely with over 100 language experts to create lessons catered to you. And with Babbel's speech recognition technology, it helps you improve your pronunciation and accent, which is something that I definitely need. And right now, you can get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/SalemTovar. That's babbel.com/SalemTovar for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language. Do you guys like sweet stuff? Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when you're shopping on your iPhone or computer. Are y'all also tired of these high prices when online shopping? Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Whenever I have to get a gift for someone, I really don't like going to the stores and the malls. It just takes too much time. I'd rather just go online and order it from there. And I recently bought my husband some clothes for our Vegas trip, and I was very surprised on how much money I saved. I was able to save like $20 on a full outfit, and it was literally so easy to use too. Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it also works on your iPhone too. You just have to activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, what are you doing? Am I getting it? You'll be doing yourself a solid in supporting my show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/SalemTovar. That's joinhoney.com/SalemTovar. All right, let's get into today's video.
Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores.
Girl, bye.
Alphas versus betas. Salty Splatoon versus
Weenie Hut General.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Men are designed to want to sleep with multiple women.
I already have my thoughts on this question, but let's first hear from the alphas and the betas what they think. They just run up there. They want to answer that one real bad.
Yeah, I would say I definitely agree that men, want to sleep with multiple women. I think it's natural because one of the things is because we have so much sperm and that we produce so much sperm, and that makes us want to repopulate. Men actually want to be with multiple women because it's just a natural thing in us. This is why you hear all the time, men always cheating, and if it was natural for them to just want to be with that one woman, then cheating wouldn't even be an issue.
Or how about you just don't get married or date anyone at all? It's clear that dating structure or that relationship structure isn't something that you're truly interested in. I don't care if it's in your biology to do so. Every human should be a human of self-control and containment, such as in a dedicated, closed relationship. There are other relationship dynamics that can benefit people who feel this way, but what's not okay is to project your own feelings of not being able to not cheat and say that everyone is like that. But just because you personally don't like that relationship structure doesn't mean that other people won't like it either. It's because he's a Capricorn.
Through human history, right, for survival. I mean, maybe this is old school thinking, but it's just like for survival, you need to have lots of kids.
We have evolved past survival. We are now in a spot of society that's super convenient. One of the biggest struggles that many people are having now in their very comfy and cushy privileged lives is the Wi-Fi going down. Is Instagram not working? I just don't agree that nowadays you need to implement such old idealistic views into modern times because they just don't mix. What is there to survive from? Literally, I live like 5 minutes away from a McDonald's. You guys will be fine.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
I remember when I would like go on tour and things like that.
Time for the betas, time for the Weenie Hut Juniors.
My friends would always try to encourage me to like hook up with girls that were on to me, but I wasn't really like into it. It made me feel like weird, like off, like there was something wrong with me. Now I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm only having sex with multiple women, so I'm not weird, so I'm quote unquote normal. I feel like even when I do have sex with these random women, it doesn't give me any gratification. And I know that comes with like random sex in the end, but I know in the back of my mind that like I just like simply don't enjoy this. Like
if you do anything from pressure or to fit in, you're not gonna enjoy it. I know some of y'all are about to get triggered that I'm gonna say this, but some people are built different in the sense that they can actually have casual sex and it doesn't affect them, but there's some people out there who just aren't interested in casual sex and just can't wrap their head around it. I grew up being someone who just was not interested in casual sex like at all. And if you're someone, you know, like this gentleman here or like me, where you're like, you know what, this doesn't feel right, I want to have something more deep, something that requires more time and intimacy, and it doesn't feel right in my spirit, then that's fine. And you can just wait for the right person that can also share your same values and beliefs and share the same goal of putting that investment into a relationship. Whether you're someone who likes to have casual sex or you don't like to have casual sex, you should never pressure yourself into doing stuff before you're ready. And that way no one gets hurt.
I will say that's not true though. I don't think that we should promote men sleep with multiple women. I think that we should promote choice and what feels right to you. So in your particular case, I would never tell you to sleep with multiple women. I think you might be doing the right thing to do exactly what you're doing and not do it or stop doing it. Me to you, I tell you if that you don't feel good doing that, man, I wouldn't do it at all.
Nah, cause why was that moment low-key wholesome? That was a wholesome moment. We love to see the guys supporting guys.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Submissive women are more attractive than dominating women.
Oh, hell yeah. You know,
This one gonna get messy.
The relationships that are going to work, the relationships in, let's say, the 30s, 40s, 50s, or whenever, you know, we were having nuclear families stay together before we went off the gold standard and inflation pushed everybody to have two people have to have a job. Yeah, dude, I do. I think those relationships were much happier when the man could lead a house and be proud of going out and going to work every day and fighting for his family.
I keep forgetting their names, so I'm just gonna keep calling him Blue Suit. So Blue Suit was basically saying something that I think was very important, which is very often when these alpha men are talking about like, oh, the ideal relationship, they talk about, you know, the nuclear family and the man provides and everything. And even though it's considered a traditionalist relationship, it's actually a relationship dynamic that's like really privileged. It's not that it's unattainable nowadays, but it is a lot harder to obtain because so many people have to be dinks, which is double income, no kids, in order to survive. I mean, right now, even the housing market is difficult. People are like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. A lot of people are fearful to have children in our current climate. That dream of having that, you know, nuclear family and the picket fence and the golden retriever dog, like a lot of that truly is like a tale as old as time now. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that particular relationship dynamic made people happier. It was also because like people were a lot less stressed back in the day. People were very tightly woven into a community. And I honestly think that's the key to a successful relationship. If y'all have heard me talk about relationships in the past, you guys know that I'm very heavy on involving your relationship in a community where you guys can hold each other accountable, grow together, where there's older people around you with more experience to give you advice. And I really do believe that that is one of the massive failures in modern society, that now people honestly could care less if you got hit by a car right in front of their face. quite frankly. If anything, they'd film it and post it on TikTok, okay? I don't necessarily think it's that dynamic, that relationship dynamic is more successful. There's just a lot of factors nowadays in modern times that make us absolutely miserable, unfortunately. And it does indirectly affect relationships.
Let me ask you a question. Are you more attracted to a woman that has a high-paying job or to a woman's beauty?
That doesn't matter.
It does matter. It does matter to me.
You could, but I would like to say a mother figure rather than a woman. Absolutely not.
Shake it off, Alpha. Shake it off, Alpha. You won't let this beta get the best of you, even though he kind of ate that.
And see, that's my thing. Like, look, I got children. I don't need somebody else to take care of. And I love your thing about, the Prince Charming and everything. And I'm going to tell you, I take care of her. She takes care of me. And that's what I'm attracted to.
A lot of people believe that relationships are 50-50, but even then, I believe that's completely wrong. Sometimes relationships are going to be 80-20. Sometimes they're going to be 0-100. There are going to be times where one partner is going to have to step up when the other partner just can't. It's all about time and place.
When she's in a relationship with a man who is, under her, who's submissive to her in a lot of different situations, then she starts to lose respect for him because she's looking for a man to lead and guide her. If you notice, they have sex with the bad boys, but then the nice guys get tossed to the side.
No. I hate when people say this lie. It's a lie. The whole nice guys finish last. The whole nice guys never get a chance. If you constantly find yourself in an environment where all the people that you're interested in are treating you poorly, even though, again, you're quote unquote supposedly nice, that has nothing to do with the people around you. That has everything to do with you. You are allowed to move. You are not a tree. You are not a rock. You can move. I just don't like the excuses of like, well, I'm miserable and I haven't had sex and I haven't had a girlfriend and this and that, and it's your fault. Like, excuse me? That's why you're single, because you blame all your problems on other people and you expect other people to clean up after you and fix you and provide for you the answers and the solutions when, again, you're not a tree, you're not a rock. Move and grow. They use the excuse of like, well, I'm just genetically inferior and I'm not rich and I'm not this and that. Okay, then work towards being rich. Go to the gym. Work on being more likable. Humans are meant to change and grow. And if you remain stagnant, you're gonna get stagnant results. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You need to make that change, even though it feels impossible.
She was working as a fashion editor. I held it down with the 3 kids. I was the one bringing the money home. I was the one doing that. After my son, my youngest, went back to school, she went back to work. I always wanted to have my own collection. She was like, you should do that now. So guess what? She had the job. She paid the bills while I was building my company. So I could be strong in our relationship and be a man in our relationship, but I also got to know what it means to have a partner next to me and not someone that I have to lead.
This is an example of what I was saying earlier. Sometimes in a relationship, your dynamic's gonna change and you never know why. It could be because of an emergency. It just so happens one partner got an amazing opportunity much sooner than the other partner that was supposed to like stay home or whatever. Life changes. You can't predict life. It can't always be like, I'm gonna be the one that's 100. I'm gonna be the one that's 100. Well, sometimes life is gonna beat your ass down until you're a 0. Then what? You have to rely on each other. You can't, it's impossible to bear that burden for one person in the relationship. And it's also not fair for one person to be burdened with every single problem. It's not fair, and they will eventually break under pressure, no matter how alpha you think you are.
Who's the one holding down the emotional space? Like, who has the capacity to show up as the rock the majority of the time in a dynamic? And if that is the woman, I believe, for the most part, the polarity gets thrown off and there will be a deficiency in the sexual attraction that she'll have for you. If you are more excessively emotional and unstable than your wife, I do believe that's going to lead to issues in the relationship.
He's technically not wrong. There is such thing as severe emotional labor. So for a lot of women who are married, now that I'm in the married world, Thankfully, I cannot relate to a lot of their problems, but I know one of the big problems for a lot of married women is emotional labor. And that comes with marrying a man who weaponizes incompetence. I don't know how to put the dishes away. That reaps out emotional labor into the women, where the women now not only have to be stressed about when am I going to get these dishes done, but now I have to tell my partner, who should know how to do this, how to do it. And now I'm also stressed that if he does do it, he's going to do it wrong, and then I'm going to have to redo it. It can also be for women as well, but that is called emotional labor, and no partner wants to deal with that. No partner wants to deal with a partner not knowing how to do things, always having to correct them, always having to tell them, hey, this is how you do this, have you done that? And yes, the less that you have emotional labor in your relationship, the far happier you are going to be. This also 100% ties into partners who can be extremely overly emotional, overly angry, overly obsessive, or just don't really have emotional intelligence, so they just kind of use their partner as their therapist. That's also wrong. So whether it's the man who is overly emotional, it's the woman or your partner or whoever and who's part of the relationship, it can be very tiring to be the person who carries everything in a relationship. But it is equally, and if not more dangerous, to be the harborer and the silent person in the relationship that wants to be the strong one, but is secretly suffering in the name of pride and ego, convinced that it is an act of love to be the bearer of such emotional burdens, when in truth it's not, because you're damaging yourself, and that can 100% get in the way of you being able to love your partner properly.
But in the relationship, yes sir, I do agree that a man should be the leader, he should be the breadwinner, and he should be the one solving all the problems out in the world and emotionally at home.
Like I said, I think anything's cool in your relationship as long as y'all are not hurting each other, as long as you're not hurting other people, and as long as it's consensual and it makes you guys genuinely fulfilled and at peace. And if you guys want to do like this traditional dynamic, it's important for the man to have a therapist, to surround himself with other men that can help him become a better man and hold him accountable. Same with the woman, like she's gonna need to have some alone time every now and then if she has kids. Like if y'all want to make that type of dynamic work, you need to have resources. Just as any other relationship that has, you know, a different lifestyle or whatever, y'all need resources to make it work. Don't go about it all willy-nilly, all by yourselves. There are ways to make these relationship dynamics healthy. You just need to teach yourselves, learn and grow with one another, hold each other accountable, and have outside help and third parties get involved so that nothing gets too toxic. I'm a big advocate. No matter what relationship dynamic you want, you need to have a couple therapist or a family therapist or someone that you greatly admire and trust, that you both greatly admire and trust, to be able to get involved when things get heavy. I don't think there's anything wrong with traditionalist relationships where the man is the leader, the breadwinner, whatever. Just go about it healthily. Yeah, there you go. Just go about it healthily. Don't be stupid.
I gotta be the mountain that her emotions crash into. I hate to tell you guys, we can be very emotional too. And I know there's a lot of guys in my 55 years that are way emotional than some of these women out here now that are taking charge.
If you're a man watching this and you want to live the alpha male lifestyle and provide for your woman and be the harbinger of all burdens and emotional problems and everything, it's going to affect you. It's going to drain you. So you need to have an outlet, a healthy outlet, a beneficial outlet where you can put all that into. Again, therapy, family therapist, your church, whatever. Even if you're alpha, we all die at the end of the day because we are all human, and one single human can't handle all that.
Money doesn't make you alpha.
Yeah, I think so.
No, not at all, man.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
I'm about to say you educate me. That's why I came here.
I agree. Money doesn't make you alpha. Even though I have my opinions on Andrew Tate, there's one thing that he said that really stuck out to me when I was doing my research for my Andrew Tate video I did like a really long time ago. He said that you can be a millionaire and still be a loser. Because that's so true. I mean, look at Mark Zuckerberg, you know? Compared to the CEO of TikTok. No riz, lots of riz. There's a difference. Okay, this video is getting really long, so let's react to the very last question that they are going to ask these betas and alphas.
A man should not cry in front of his kids.
I actually had a feeling that this question was gonna actually make it so that no one went to the middle, because I feel like you genuinely need vulnerability, especially with children. But let me hear out the alpha males and what they think.
Personally, for me, I want to take that responsibility of being the one that's stronger than all of them, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that responsibility. I want that responsibility in my life. I want to feel like I was a hero to them in every way, and I don't think a man that cries in front of his family is not the hero, but ideally, I'm not going to be doing that.
When a parent cries in front of you, it shows their humanity. It's a gift to see the humanity in your parents. It helps you understand them more, where they're coming from, why they don't like certain things that you do as a kid or a teenager. I don't know about you guys, but my fondest memories have always been when my parents talked to me about like stupid stuff that they did when they were young, or when my dad would show me like his favorite music. It was those very rare moments where my parents showed me the humanity in them that actually made me trust them and love them even more. And children, especially, specifically children, are so innocent and so sweet, and they love you so much that out of all the people in the world, I feel like you should be the most human with them. You know, there's even the still face experiment with children where parents will not show any emotions on their face and their children get scared of them, compared to the parent who smiles and shows their child emotions. It makes the child feel safe.
I have a father who I've never seen cry, so I get that. I was that man. Out of all three of my children, that middle girl, from the time she turned 13, butted heads, right? And the relationship wasn't going to where it should be going. We sat down, she was about 20, maybe 19, 20 years old. We had a heart-to-heart about our feelings and how we really felt about each other, and I cried. 6 years later, some years later, better relationship than we've ever had, because she saw a human part of me and not just me trying to be what you guys are talking about, which is a good thing too.
Things happen as they grow up, you know what I mean? Especially when they go towards their teen years, when they start being more in touch with their emotions, when they're actually like feeling a lot of different things and feeling the pressure of society and everything that's collapsing around them. Sometimes they don't just need like a hero, they need a father to like commune with, to like actually talk with.
Yes.
At the end of the day, this is also applied to relationships. You should never be afraid of showing your humanity and your weakness, the dirt, the mud, with your significant other or your best friend or people that you look up to and respect in your relationships. Because there are going to be days where you're just searching desperately in the mud for something that needs to be pulled out and cleaned again. And you're going to find yourself doing it all by yourself, and that mud is going to get on you. It's going to feel heavy. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel hopeless. And you're going to need that community around you to help you look for it and clean that mud off for you and with you. There's absolutely no shame in being human. Making mistakes, changing your mind, growing, these are all part of human nature. And if you're with someone who makes you feel bad about that, then you're probably not with the right person. Okay guys, that is honestly it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it so much. If you guys want me to react more to Jubilee content or Vice content or more political stuff, please let me know down below. I've been trying to be a lot more open with my opinions, and I really like being able to react to, you know, topics that are considered, you know, crazy or whatever, and I like to give my balanced take on it all, because I know that very often when people talk about these types of topics, people tend to get offended quick, or people tend to let things slide a little too much, and I feel like I can find a very good middle ground to it, and I know a lot of people appreciate that. So let me know down below some stuff that you guys would like me to react to. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure that you guys subscribe so you guys get more content like this. Like and comment down below your opinions on the alpha debate. Remember to keep it cute and respectful and cordial down in the comments below, because I am not afraid to delete or argue with people, so watch it. If you're interested in following me on Instagram, you can go ahead and do that at _Salem Tovar_ on Instagram, as well as TikTok at Salem Tovar. Just my name, because No one else has my name, so you can follow me on TikTok there. I'm trying to get more of an audience on TikTok so I can just post whatever and like have a little bit more intimate community there, because that's like a platform where I have the least amount of followers. So if you want to be able to talk to me a little bit more, definitely follow me on there. Before I go and end this video, guys, you guys know I always give my watchers homework, which is to make today count, be kind to others, make this day a fun day, drink juice and take a nap. I don't know. Cry in front of your kids. Hug a tree. I don't know. Just whatever you do today, make sure it's a good day. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.